All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are talking about the Minnesota Vikings in today's video. Coming back from your bye week, you're still undefeated. You're 5-0. The Minnesota Vikings are 5-0. Now, there's this kind of weird taste right now I think people have with the Minnesota Vikings where it's like a little bit of hesitation because, in your last game a little over a week ago against the Jets in London, there was only one touchdown scored, 2 turnovers. They only averaged 3.8 yards per play. So now the question kind of is for a lot of people is, can Sam Darnold actually keep this up? Can this Vikings team actually keep this up for a 17-game regular season duration and into the playoffs? Now, Darnold has started hot before, but it's a little bit different. So back in 2018, through 6 weeks, Sam Darnold had 1,346 passing yards. The difference from that version of Sam Darnold that we saw from not only just roster construction and talent level with that 2018 Jets team, the difference has been turnovers. So Sam Darnold had 9 passing touchdowns and 7 interceptions to start that season. This year, Darnold has 11 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions. In 3 of his last 4 seasons, where Kevin O'Connell was either an OC or the head coach, the team has been top 10 in the league in scoring. And if you go back to last year, especially Josh Dobbs, Nick Mullins, Jared Hall, Kirk Cousins, and a Vikings slow start as well, still top 10 in scoring. This year, the Minnesota Vikings are averaging just a little under 28 points per game and currently 6th in the National Football League. But we have to talk a little bit about Cam Akers. But folks, before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. I will link my Vikings channel down below. I am still trying to get that going. Sorry, I've been a little bit lazy. I keep posting these videos on it and just keep hoping it does a little bit better. But we'll get some fresh content going out here, especially as, this is a huge game. Huge game. But if we could try and get this video to 150 likes, folks, that would mean the absolute world to me. I cannot wait for Sunday. It's gonna be riveting. I got my Green Bay Packers and the Houston Texans and the Detroit Lions versus the Minnesota Vikings. That is going to be one hectic 1 p.m. time slot. But folks, it's gonna be so fun, man. Detroit versus Minnesota. Minnie's coming off a bye week. They got a great defense. Jared Goff's been really good against the blitz. The lines look really good. Unfortunately, Aiden Hutchinson just got banged up for the season. Never want to see stuff like that happens, but it's going to be one of the best games of the season, I have a feeling. All right, let's talk a little bit about Cam Akers here. So on Tuesday, the Minnesota Vikings acquired running back Cam Akers from the Houston Texans. They traded away a 2026 6th-round pick as part of the deal, and Houston included a conditional 7th rounder for 2026. Now, before that trade, the depth outside of Aaron Jones was Todd Chandler and Myles Gaskin, and they're not doing good enough. They've ran the ball 44 times without Aaron Jones, who's a little bit banged up. I believe he's returning to practice today, but we'll touch on it in just a second. But once again, Minnesota has ran the ball 44 times without Aaron Jones. They're averaging just 3.5 yards per carry on those attempts. 25% of those runs, folks, have gone for 0 or negative yards, all right? Well below average, well below average. So you guys remember Cam Akers last September, the Vikings traded for him. He played 6 games. He ran for 3.6 yards per carry and then tore his left Achilles. Unfortunately, the Vikings, kind of seemed interested in re-signing him in this past offseason, but he ultimately signed with the Houston Texans. We've seen him a little bit this season when Joe Mixon was a little bit banged up, and he was actually really solid. Cam Akers has been super solid in his limited playing time and limited opportunities so far this season. But once again, Todd Chandler just wasn't cutting it as the sole backup running back. And Cam can also catch the ball. And you also got to keep in mind, Dalton Risner is coming back this week. I believe he's going to make his season debut this week, okay? TJ Hawkinson's still waiting on final confirmation for that. We'll bring it up right before game day. But the Vikings this season are passing at a 52% clip. The past 2 years, that number's been mid-60s. So they're running the ball a lot more. And as an Aaron Jones supporter, I remember this so clearly last year. I was at Packers-Bears week 1 at Soldier Field. Aaron Jones, I think, ran for $120 and had 3 touchdowns, and he gets banged up. And we didn't really get a fully healthy Aaron Jones until the end of the season, which was fine, but you still want a healthy Aaron Jones. So I'm just glad either way, assuming Aaron Jones is healthy and he's going to be healthy for the rest of the season, I still just like bringing in another dynamic, versatile running back to help ease off that load, because all I care about with Aaron Jones is just staying healthy. You're off to a 5-0 start. I think we were talking about this on the show the other day. They could go like 500 and still win double-digit games really easily. So Aaron Jones, playoff time, is an absolute superstar stud. That is the most important thing after this 5-0 start, is keeping him healthy until we get into the playoff stretch. All right. I know that's a long time from now, and this upcoming weekend is a huge game as far as divisional implications go. Your divisional games, I don't care, folks, that it's week 6, week 7. These divisional games, it's make or break, or it could be make or break. Home field advantage, a bye, you name it. Games like this, even though that month is still October, it's extremely important. And obviously, Minnesota and Detroit both know that. But man, Cam Akers, Dalton's coming back. TJ's going to be coming back relatively soon. This offense is so good. My one thing, I just want to see that turnover not become a reoccurring theme. Sometimes Sam Darnold gets a little too, I don't even really want to say hero ball-y, because I don't think that's the best way to describe it. It's a little bit too, not even aggressive, but just not the best throws, not the best reads at times, which can get him into trouble and has gotten him into trouble in the past. And we kind of saw that against the New York Jets. So stick to the game plan, take your shots when you see them. But at the same time, I always have my eye on interceptions, always have my eye on turnovers. Throwing one pick in a football game is not the end of the world in general. All right. Bye week. Turnovers, we were just talking about, since the beginning of 2023, the Vikings have committed 43 turnovers. That's tied, unfortunately, with Cleveland Browns for the most in the NFL. So that was just kind of feeding off of that. And then, I wanted to talk a little bit about the defense, but folks, I don't know if we have enough time for it. You're done with your hardest stretch of the schedule. This is a really interesting time for this Minnesota Vikings team, because we have the trade deadline about 2 weeks from the time of this recording, and we have seen Minnesota, TJ Hawkinson getting traded, Josh Dobbs getting traded. We've seen some moves, both big and small, from this management staff around the trade deadline, and I'm really curious. I don't think Cam Akers is going to be it, but I'm curious your thoughts not only on that move. Like, folks, here's your next couple of games after Detroit: the Rams, the Colts, the Jags, the Titans, the Bears, the Cardinals. Like, this could be a 12-win team very easily. But folks, thank you for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. But folks, give me a grade rating down below on the Cam Akers trade, and also let me know if there's any players or positional groups that you have your eye on heading into the trade deadline. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you before kickoff. Peace.